Again. Right. So here's a fun fact for your Thursday evening. The UK government just borrowed £20.2 billion in April alone. That's roughly equivalent to buying Twitter twice, or funding the entire NHS for about 2 weeks. But hey, who's counting? Oh, wait, the Office for National Statistics is, and they're not exactly thrilled about it. Welcome back to UK Tribune, where we turn financial chaos into digestible content faster than Rachel Reeves can say fiscal responsibility. I'm your host, and today we're diving into why Britain's wallet is looking emptier than a Tory campaign promise after an election. So let's break this down, shall we? £20.2 billion. To put that in perspective, that's about £300 for every single person in the UK, including babies who can't even hold a spoon, let alone contribute to the economy. The analysts predicted £17.6 billion, but clearly our government likes to exceed expectations, just not in the way we'd prefer. This makes April 2025 the fourth highest borrowing month since record began over 30 years ago. That's like being told you're the fourth worst driver in your driving instructor's entire career, technically not rock bottom, but nobody's putting that on their CV. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just random spending spree behavior. Picture this. You're Rachel Reeves, and you've got 3 massive holes in your budget bucket. First up, public sector pay rises. Because apparently, paying people a living wage costs money. Who knew? The government spent an extra £4.2 billion on departmental goods and services, largely due to April pay increases. Revolutionary concept. Pay people more, spend more money. Economics 101. Folks. Second, national insurance payments went up. It's like when your gym membership auto renews. Except instead of avoiding the gym, we're avoiding financial stability. Third, benefits and state pensions rose by £1.3 billion. Shocking news. When inflation goes up, so do inflation-linked payments. It's almost like these things are linked to inflation. But wait, there's more. Because why would we stop at just ordinary levels of concerning? Here's where things get properly spicy. Our national debt now sits at 95.5% of GDP. For those keeping score at home, that's the highest it's been since the early 1960s, you know, back when the Beatles were still together and people thought the internet was something you used to catch fish. That's nearly £100 of debt for every £100 we produce as a country. It's like maxing out your credit card and then casually mentioning it at dinner while asking your parents for rent money. The debt jumped 0.7 percentage points in just 1 year. At this rate, we'll be at 100% of GDP faster than you can say austerity 2.0. Now, you might be thinking, surely the government has a plan for this. Enter Chancellor Rachel Reeves and her fiscal rules, which sound about as flexible as a concrete yoga mat. Reeves has promised to balance day-to-day spending with revenues by 2029 to 30. That's like promising to clean your room eventually while actively throwing clothes on the floor. Technically possible, but the evidence suggests otherwise. The government's official forecaster, the Office for Budget Responsibility, predicted borrowing would be £11 billion lower than it actually was. That's not a rounding error. Folks, that's like budgeting for a nice dinner and accidentally buying a small island. Chief Secretary to the Treasury Darren Jones claims they are stabilizing public finances and have delivered 4 interest rate cuts since August. Which is a bit like saying you've improved your diet because you switched from deep-fried Mars bars to regular Mars bars. But here's the £1,000,000 question, or should I say, the £20 billion question. Strip away the political spin, and here's a reality check. We're spending more on public services, which sounds great until you realize we're borrowing money to do it. It's like using your credit card to pay your credit card bill. Technically it works, but only until it spectacularly doesn't. The government is caught between impossible demands. Fix the NHS, rebuild infrastructure, cut debt, don't raise taxes, improve public services, and somehow make it all add up. It's like being asked to lose weight while eating more cake. The laws of physics aren't exactly cooperating. Meanwhile, every month we delay serious fiscal decisions. The hole gets deeper. 20 billion here, 20 billion there, and pretty soon you're talking about real money. So what's the endgame here? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Someone, somewhere, is going to have to pay for this eventually. Whether that's through higher taxes, reduced spending, or a combination of both, the mathematical reality is catching up with the political fantasy. The government keeps promising they'll balance the books by 2029 to 30, But based on current trends, that's looking about as likely as me becoming the next Chancellor, and trust me, nobody wants that. But hey, at least we're consistently spending money we don't have on things we desperately need, while pretending everything's under control. What do you think? Is there sustainable spending on essential services, or are we sleepwalking into a fiscal crisis? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I promise they'll be more coherent than current government economic policy. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Britain's financial gymnastics, smash that like button and subscribe to UK Tribune for more political reality checks delivered with a side of sarcasm. Hit the notification bell because, let's face it, with borrowing figures like these, there's always going to be more chaos to unpack. Until next time, this is UK Tribune, where we make sense of the senseless, one borrowed billion at a time. Bye.